How are we feeling about this bun? Wow. This one has a mind of its own. It's about as angry as my skin is. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I'm going to be roasting myself for past decisions that I've made. So today I'm going to be updating you on my August 2023 makeup purchases and my August 2022 makeup purchases, and letting you know whether or not the beauty products that I purchased were worth it or not now that I've owned them for 1 to 2 years. And I was inspired to make videos like this because Hope Miss Tom does this, and I get so excited to watch their videos every single time that they update on, you know, their previous purchases. I always feel like they give really good insight and kind of like deep reflections on their previous purchases, and it's inspired me to reflect back on my own makeup purchases. And I did not actually, aside from 4 eyeshadow palettes, I didn't purchase any more makeup last August, but I still wanted to do this video and I wanted to talk about more than just eyeshadow palettes. So I was like, you know what did I purchase back in August of 2022? And then I was like, oh, we made some real bad decisions back in August of 2022. I'm gonna roast myself, share all those bad decisions with you today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content, palette themed content, or just chit chatting about makeup, I'd love for you to consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. We can start with 2023. So I've owned these products for a year and they're just eyeshadow palettes, as I mentioned. The first being the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet, and I should have looked a little bit further before just... Is this a hair? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm so disheveled, you guys. I am like so busy in August. But like I'm not gonna be home like a ton in August, so I'm trying to pre-film as much as possible. In fact, I just filmed my July recap and then I just took my hair from like a low bun to a high bun. I didn't even change my shirt. But as I mentioned in that video, I got like roasted by the sun today, so my skin is screaming at me. I did not make a good decision. Well, I did. I really did apply SPF, so I don't want to say I didn't make good decisions today. Anyway, where was I going with that thought? Oh, I should have just like clicked like buy without doing a little bit more research. But the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet was 5 regurgitated shades. Like these shades already existed, and I ended up decluttering this palette because I was like, this is nothing special. Like it was fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but I already have way too many decisions to make with palettes, so unless something is like actually like special and worth my time, you don't have space in my collection. Speaking of Natasha Denona, I did purchase the I Need a Nude palette last August, and I'm very happy to have this in my collection. I will say there are just a few things I would change with this palette. I would personally love to take out the shade Wit and just exchange that for something that isn't this warm peach. Like I feel like this just like doesn't have a place in this palette, and if we did one more cool toned something with that palette, I would have been a lot happier with this palette. I will also say just some of the looks with this palette just don't turn out exactly as I wanted, and I want to love this palette even more than I do, but there's just like something holding me back just a little bit. There are shades in this palette that I do absolutely love and adore, and overall like I'm happy with the palette. I don't have any regrets. I do think this is worth the purchase. I do collect the Natasha Denona mini palettes at this point, but there's just like something missing from this that doesn't make it like a 10 out of 10 for me. All right, then I also purchased from It's Belle Cosmetics the Flare palette, and I will say this kind of took me by surprise. It's a 9-pan all shimmer palette, so definitely a companion palette for me. But last year I was really getting into indie brands and indie eyeshadows, so I really just kind of wanted to try as many brands as possible, and I thought that this looked like 9 really beautiful shades, and I am so happy that I purchased this. I think this is such a beautiful palette. The shade Morganite I think is so gorgeous on the eyes. I also really love Rosewater, aquamarine makes a really fun nail polish. I really like this green all over the lids. And for a 9-pan companion palette, I am very impressed with the quality in this and very glad that I purchased this. Because I don't know that I would have I don't even remember how I like came across this palette. I swear I was just like scrolling on the shop app and that's how I came across its spell. I have gone on to purchase one other palette from them. I haven't completed my testing process with that, but I'm so glad that I purchased this. I definitely think that was worth it. And then the last palette I purchased in 2023, July of 2023, was the Ghosttown USA palette from Nomad. And as I've mentioned before, Nomad does not make my favorite eyeshadow formula. I definitely think that they have a lot of room for improvement, both in their mattes and their shimmer formula. I really struggled with this row of blue mattes. But aside from that, I will say this is the best I've tried from Nomad. This is only the 3rd palette I've tried, but this is definitely the best I've tried. The metallics in this palette are kind of like that creamier metallic where it actually is like a cream that then sets down to a powder, but it's really kind of like a molten metallic on your eyes. And I'm really happy overall with the like metallic shades in this palette. It's just, I really struggled with these mattes. And then also, I think it was either this green, this shade right here, and this shade, or this shade and this shade. There's room for improvement in the Nomad formula, but overall I'm so glad that I have this palette. I think that they always kill it with the packaging, and I love this packaging, and I love this color story. Like, aside from, you know, some of the issues that I have, I still love the color story. Think it's beautiful, and again, love the shimmers in this palette. I really don't think I have a complaint about any of the shimmers. It's really just the mattes in here. I am still happy to own this in my collection, and I do think that this one was worth the purchase. All right, then I'm grabbing my laptop because I do not own many of the products that I purchased August of 2022. So in August of 2022, I purchased 12 makeup products and I only still own 5 of them. And I'm laughing, I'm like, okay, 3 of the 5 are liquid highlights, literally liquid highlights, which I don't reach for a liquid highlight that frequently. So we can start with this one. This is the Versed Mood Lighting Glow Drops. And I remember this month actually. Oh, you guys, I remember this month. And I remember this month because I walked out, literally walked out. I should do a get ready with me on this. Walked out of a job that I was working in. Like, I am the most dedicated worker. Like, I will work myself to the bones, but I had a job for 4 or 5 months and it was the most unethical work environment and work situation ever that I literally walked out. Never in my life. Like, I literally will be like, I show up to work literally throwing up because like I feel too bad calling in, but I literally walked out like in a very dramatic fashion. And I remember at the time then thinking maybe I was gonna do YouTube full time, and then I was like, oh, I should do like dupes videos and like buy this, not that. So I remember purchasing this because I thought that this would be a dupe to, I don't think it was the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I cannot remember what, maybe the Glow Recipe Watermelon Nice. I cannot remember, but that is why I purchased this. And this is fine. This is definitely a little bit more golden than I prefer, and I haven't reached for this one a ton. My life would have been just fine had this product never entered my life, so I definitely do not think that this product was worth the purchase. Shouldn't have purchased that. Then I also purchased the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter because I wanted to, you know, this was when this launched and like this was all the rave. Or is it all the rave or all the rage? Anyway, whatever it was, it was that. And I was really excited about this, tested this, and then really just was trying to finish my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So I really had no business buying this. I mean, I get that I wanted to try it, but like, it took me 5-6 years to finish my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. My makeup collection and my life would have been just fine had I not purchased this either. I think this is a good product. I'm not dissing this product. I just think I would have been okay if this product never entered my collection. So for me, I don't think that that one was worth it. And then I also purchased the Burt's Bees The Living Luminizer Liquid Highlight. Kelly Gooch was raving about this and I wanted to give it a try for myself. And I will say I do think this is a very, very beautiful highlighter. I am someone who loves a pink highlight and I think this is beautiful on the skin. I just don't reach for a liquid highlight that frequently. I still enjoy this. I'm trying to, was this worth the purchase for me though? To be determined on this. I feel like I have so many other like cream slash just powder highlights in my collection. Like I think I would have been okay if I didn't try this, but I also still think it's really beautiful. And I feel like if I were to like consistently use this, I would really love it. Because the times that I do use it, I love it. I just don't reach for a liquid highlight that frequently. So it's really hard for me to say on that. I like the product, but it's just not a category of product that I reach for on a frequent basis. All right, then I purchased the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I actually really like this. I think this is a really beautiful foundation, especially at $5.99 is what I think I paid for this or less. I have a large foundation collection, so not every foundation gets a lot of love and a lot of use. This is definitely something that once I tested this out hasn't gotten a ton of use, but I still really enjoy the product and I still think it was worth purchasing. And then the last product that I purchased was the Tula Radiant Skin Brightening Serum Skin Tint. I really like Tula products a lot, and at the time I was really into like a tinted moisturizer. I purchased this in August, so it would have been like the time that I was reaching for a product like this. It had SPF 30. Again, I like Tula products a lot, so I understand why I purchased this, but I definitely am someone now who prefers something that's a little more like medium coverage rather than like a sheer skin tint slash SPF. And this, has this expired? Yes, it expired June of this year. I didn't finish this before it expired. I still think it's a pretty product. It's just not my preference these days. And again, I think my makeup collection would have been just fine had I not purchased this. So I don't really think that this one was worth the purchase either. I couldn't even finish it within its expiration time. All right, and then we can talk about clearly my life was in shambles and in chaos because I purchased a lot of products that I really had no business buying. This is what happens when you just make purchases because you're trying to ignore the rest of the chaos happening in your life. But I purchased the L'Oreal True Match Nude Tinted Serum Foundation. I actually believe I purchased it in my shade because I had not my shade and really enjoyed that product, and then I purchased it in my shade. But as I recently tested that in a chopping block video, I also decluttered that because it was just too gray toned. I didn't mind the foundation, but I didn't need to buy it again. I didn't need to buy it again, and I didn't use it up, and I decluttered it. I didn't finish it, so that wasn't worth it. I also purchased the Maybelline Green Edition Tinted Oil Foundation, and I purchased this specifically because I thought it might be a dupe to the Ilia like tinted serum foundation. I didn't need to buy this either. I literally purchased this because I was like buying it for a video and it was fine, but I ended up decluttering that as well, so absolutely not worth the purchase there. Then I also purchased the NYX Shine It Loud Lip product, and I believe this was the NYX product that one end was the liquid lipstick and the other end was like a, oh my gosh, almost like a laminator, like I can't remember. I'll post the picture of it here. I hated this product. This was so uncomfortable and so unflattering on my lips. I maybe used it 2 or 3 times and I was like, this is not it. This is not it for me. We are not, no. So that obviously wasn't worth the purchase. And I also purchased the Revolution Beauty Super Dewy Liquid Blush, and I will say I did like this. I wish I had purchased a different shade in this blush. I purchased a really bright coral, and I just was not feeling the shade for me personally. I again also feel like I just am more of a high-end girly, so sometimes I just don't get as excited about drugstore products. Again, I really had no business buying this. I just walked out of my job. I didn't have the money to be purchasing this, and so that was not worth the purchase. And then I also purchased the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer. I was really excited about this. I thought this might be a product that I would really enjoy, but the shade that I purchased just did not work for my skin tone. So ultimately I ended up decluttering that as well. I also had plenty of cream and liquid bronzers in my collection. Like, I really didn't need to buy that either. So, not worth it. I purchased the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow. Was it a gel? Was it a glue? Was it a tinted? Whatever it was. The doe foot on this was so big. And I don't even really have thin brows. That just did not work for me. I think I used it 2 or 3 times and I was like, I'm done with this. So, not worth it. And then my final purchase was the Rem Lip Oil. I did finish this product to completion, but I absolutely despised this lip oil. I was hate panning it for sure. I don't know why I forced myself to finish it, but the applicator had this little ball on it. Like, I feel like it was trying to be like innovative and unique and kind of like that girl or the it girl, but it was like just stupid. Like, I feel like it served no purpose. Like, okay, I have like a cooling ball running along my lips. I could care less. I couldn't care less. It also, like, the applicator, just the way that it picked up product because of that stupid ball was just not good. The applicator was dry, and the actual product, like the actual lip oil, like sucked all the moisture out of my lips. So that was a horrible product. Not worth it. Would not recommend. I'm actually interested in one of the new lip products that they launched. I can't remember if it's lip oils or like a lip gloss, but I was like, oh, I don't feel like I can do another lip product from them. So that also wasn't worth the purchase. And those are the 12 products that I purchased right after walking out of the worst job I've ever worked in my life. And as we can conclude, I think the only thing that I said was worth the purchase was the Wet n Wild. And truthfully, like, if I didn't own this, like, I think I'd be okay. As well as the Burt's Bees. I mean, again, I don't need any of this makeup, but like, we were not making good decisions August 2022. It was a good decision for me to walk out. Like, that will forever be a very good decision I made for myself, but all the decisions following that, not good in August. Anyway, you guys, that's going to wrap up and conclude today's video, talking about whether or not my previous August purchases were worth it. Maybe I need to be a little bit careful with my decisions in August, although I think I'm going to be doing so many things. Like, I am going to Chicago though with my daughter. Maybe we'll stop at an Ulta or Sephora, but like, I need to be on high alert knowing that August historically has been a bad decision-making month for me. I would love to know if you track your purchases and what you purchased last August, whether or not you are fond of those decisions or if you made some mistakes. Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.